Hi,
Mort.
I'm Mort Cooper, your host on Change Your Voice, Change Your Life. My guests are here with us. Your name is?
Deborah Lockhoff.
I'm Gillian Permy.
Jillian, do you remember this voice?
1, 2, 3, 4.
I sure
When did
do.
you come in with it?
Yesterday morning.
And I raised the pitch of your voice, and I raised the pitch of your voice, Deborah.
Yes.
When pitch changes for the better, it pulls your voice up into the face and you can get nasal resonance, which is lacking in all spasmodic dysphonia. It's lacking. People asking me, what am I talking about? What are they watching? Well, if you talk like that. Spasmodic dysphonia is called a strangle voice. It's considered hopeless by the medical community, by my colleagues in academia, by the National Spasmodic Dysphonic Association, which is funded by Allergan. They're all well-intentioned. And they're looking at your condition as a medical problem. A medical problem. And my position is that it is not a medical problem. They turn the wrong direction. There are two roads taken. Spasmodic dysphonia, from my experience reporting ongoing cures, documenting the cures, is that you're talking with the wrong voice. Now, the use of Botox, you had Botox, Deborah.
Yes.
What was the outcome? You had it from one of the best in the field, among the best.
I did. I had a total of 4 injections. The first 3 worked. The 4th did not work at all. And basically, at that point, there was no sense in getting any more. The suggestion was surgery. However, I know my doctor explained that there wasn't a high percentage of effectiveness of the surgery, and that was enough for me to just say, forget it. I didn't even want to go there. And that was my last visit to the doctor.
I have a new book out, and it's on my website. You can download it. It's free, voice-doctor.com. And it talks about what's going on and so forth. Page 15 of the book talks about the side effects or the poor outcome of Botox. And in another section of the book, I talk about the fact that I feel that you should try it if you want a stopgap measure. It's a temporary. It can be 4 to 10 Botox shots a year or more each and every year for life. I'm not opposed to Botox as a treatment. I'm not opposed to surgery as a treatment. I'm opposed to the fact that you may not know direct voice rehabilitation is a choice that may help you to a cure. I'm the only doctor in the world reporting ongoing cures for 35 years. Unfortunately so. I don't say that as a positive, because it isn't. If I'm the only doctor in the world, what happens to people in all parts of the world that don't have access to me? I understand that, but unfortunately, that's where I am. I'm trying to get the public and the speech pathologists in my field to understand what I'm doing, possibly do what I'm doing, replicating what I'm doing. I replicate it year after year and document my cures. So trying Botox, I think, is a fine approach. You want a stopgap measure, somebody to do it for you. This, what I'm doing, is not a do me. It's you do what I tell you. What am I telling you to do, Deborah?
You're telling me to raise my pitch to try to speak out of the nasal oral resonance area, which is called the mask, and practice buzzwords, and it's working.
Can you imitate the old voice?
It is somewhat difficult to do that because I don't like to get down there anymore.
But that's what you've been doing for how many years?
A little over 4 years.
And now I'm telling you to go up.
Yes.
What was your reaction when I told you to do that?
Well, actually, being as desperate as I was, my reaction was, I'll do whatever you ask me, whatever you tell me to do.
You sound great talking this way. Gillian,
Yes.
would you know she had a problem?
No, you
Okay,
sound
Gillian.
perfect.
Gillian, you came in with a very impaired voice, right?
Yes.
This,
1, 2, 3, 4.
That's my voice.
That's your voice.
Yesterday.
That's good. That's good. That's in the office, not on the phone. On the phone, I couldn't
It
understand
was
you.
terrible.
Why didn't you raise the pitch of your voice on your own? Why didn't you talk higher?
I didn't know how.
Right. And now, when you're talking higher, your voice is listenable, it's audible, it's intelligible, it's likable, it's positive.
It sounds strange to me, but I just have to get accustomed.
The word is, it sounds unfamiliar to you.
Yes.
You haven't used this voice for 14 years. Let's take a listen to a young lady, Sylvia, on the Sally Show, who for 34 years talked all the way down here. You'll hear her story, and it's a very fascinating, revealing story. The Sally Show.
We're going to have Jimmy James return in a few minutes, but first, our next guest defied all the odds. She says for 34 years she didn't have a voice. And she's been working with this gentleman, Dr. Cooper, for about 4 weeks, and now really can talk again. Sylvia, you're going to talk, but you're going to talk the way you talked for 34 years. I think it's important that we hear the difference. What happened? You were 18, and what happened?
Well, I was 18 years old, and I had a tonsillectomy. And after the tonsillectomy, my voice got worse. I got a virus, and I got sicker and sicker. And by the time I got rid of the virus, I didn't have much of a voice. It would come and go. Sometimes it would almost be normal. But most of the time, it was never normal.
Doctor, what is that called?
It's called the strangle voice spasmodic dysphonia.
And what causes it?
The talking in the lower throat. My take on it is that it's misuse and abuse. The medical community is saying it's an unknown cause, and they look to medical and neurological cause, and I'm reporting cures of this condition for over 25 years.
Okay.
By direct voice rehabilitation. It's a different approach.
She's such a beautiful woman, and she sounds like a very old woman.
Yeah, when I spoke with her by phone, when she called...
You thought you were going to talk to somebody who's, what?
120.
120. That must be very embarrassing. I would think so. How did you find the doctor?
Well, I went through 34 years of searching. I tried absolutely everything. I went to every doctor imaginable.
It's like I'm talking to a different person.
You are?
Oh, yeah.
You are?
Oh, that's so scary. So you tried everything. I'm sorry.
And as a last resort, I had tried botulism 4 times. And after I had the Botox treatments, my voice got worse. It got so bad that I was only able to whisper. And I thought, what else? I have no recourse. And they wanted me to come back for additional Botox injections to adjust the dosage, but they'd already adjusted it 3 times. And it just got worse. So I decided to go with the maverick over here, Dr. Cooper. And I thought, what else do I have to lose? 34 years, and I had nothing to lose.
She is so pretty that she was in beauty pageants, but you didn't have to speak very much, did you?
Oh, yeah, I just walked on stage, and they said, hey, she looks good.
That's it. Cooper's the author of Stop Committing Voice Suicide and Change Your Voice, Change Your Life. And he says he can change anyone's voice. What do you want to ask him?
Oh, I don't want to ask him anything. I'm just saying that after 4 weeks, my personality is back. I had become withdrawn, reclusive. I had gone to psychiatrists, acupuncturists, every kind of doctor you could think of. And all of a sudden, when I got my voice back, it's like, hey, the old girl's back, look out.
What's your most common voice problem?
The most common voice problem is a tired voice, a misused voice, it fatigues. But she had no voice. I told her when she called me that I believe I can help her come in
And she tried everything. Her speech therapist wasn't able to help her. She heard me at a medical conference, and she referred her in. How long did it take me to find your real voice?
Well, it took my real voice, he picked up about 5 seconds. Really?
I have
Honest to
somebody
God.
for you. Can you, we have somebody who would like to change her life. Her name is Kelly. Do you think you could help her?
If Kelly wants to change, I believe I can help almost everyone.
Ah, okay.
The individual has to want to change. If they find that the voice is rewarding for them, and
I think she
They won't
wants
change.
to.
Okay,
going to let
we're
you
back.
go.
Okay. We're in studio right now, and what's interesting about this saga, Cures of Hopeless Voices, both of you have spasmodic dysphonia. Deborah, you have abductor. Gillian, you have adductor.
Yes.
My ear tells me what you have.
Yes.
Your ear, nose, and throat doctor told you you had spasmodic dysphonia. I can tell if you have abductor, adductor, and at times possibly a mixed type, both of them. Gail Pace was a patient at UCLA Medical Center diagnosed by one of the finest ear, nose, and throat doctors in the country, possibly in the world, and he diagnosed Gail Pace with abductor and adductor. I sent her back to Dr. Burke a month after I worked with her, and she's told me that he says that she's cured of SD. She is cured of SD for 14 years. 14 years last I spoke with her. Reverend Henry Sellers was diagnosed with spasmodic dysphonia, and he has been cured. He has Parkinson's disease now. He's been on the program, but he remains cured of his spasmodic dysphonia despite a neurological problem, Parkinson. I do not find spasmodic dysphonia to be a neurological problem. That's how I can help cure it. And I help cure it because I get the cooperation of the patient. I use very simple techniques, the voice mirror, the language master. Have you play back your voice, listen to it. Does it help you, Deborah, to do that?
Oh, yes. Yes, I'm finding that I look forward to coming to your office every day.
You're afraid of when you leave, what's going to happen, you call me.
Yes,
And
I
I'll tell you
sure
if
I
you're doing
will.
it, if you're not, and we stay on track, okay?
Yes.
Gillian,
Yes.
you came in to test me, to see if I can help you.
Yeah. I had hope that you could help me.
14 years
14.
with adductor,
Yes.
diagnosed by an ear, nose, and throat doctor. He said SD. Did he ever tell you it's adductor or abductor? Adductor.
Adductor.
Adductor, right. I agree. I didn't even see it in the
Yes.
report. I can hear it. The clinical ear is the key to your recovery. That's the whole game. On my website, there is, it's voice-doctor and .com. You can get the book, Curing Hopeless Voices, The Strangled Voice. It's medically called spasmodic dysphonia. It's an alternative to Botox. I am not opposed to Botox. I'm saying that it's an alternative if it doesn't work for you. If you want to work on your voice, it takes doing. It takes time. If you're into do me, Botox is a stopgap gap measure, and it's temporary. You can have it 4 to 10 times a year for life, each and every year for life. I'm looking to help people who want to work on their voice to a possible cure. I don't guarantee a cure. I don't imply a cure. But my medical colleagues and my academic friends guarantee there are no cures. So we're in a different world, and I try to help them to understand what I'm doing does report documented ongoing cures for 35 years.